Beautiful. Okay, we've got some tunes, we've got me, we've got some people. I think it's time to quickly collect on all of my accounts. Am I the only person that plays with no game audio? Yeah, I cleaned up my music, so I've got best of in one folder here. There's like 50 something tracks. Okay. So silly me, I haven't been collecting my things lately. I'm almost a week behind. Other than the daily event rewards, these will eventually expire, so make sure to collect them. X-Demon, I appreciate that. Thank you. Ooh, Revoker range. It's just taunting me. Well, the in-game sound by default is insanely loud, and it's really hard to balance. And I'm used to playing with no audio. And I know I'm giving up some feedback, some views about where my opponents are, what's going on in the arena. I guess I just have to get over it and start listening to the in-game audio. So many things to collect. Glencoe, did you win? This was for Galaxy MD. I thought he wanted music for his video. He just wanted the music. So I have something like 5 accounts, but I don't really play them daily. I just do my collects and that's it. And really, I know it's a bit of a waste of time, but these acoins add up. Oh, you didn't die. Nice. Okay, I think this account is done for today. Yeah, I'm not playing any matches on this. I guess I can just swap over. Super dark black screen. I will have to make sure to hop out of any chat rooms that I'm in just because I don't want to risk anything stupid showing up on screen. You guys rate my hangar. 12. Jump distance, that's actually not a bad implant. Ooh, duration. After you hit around 8 or 9,000 squad power, you should probably start picking these up. Especially the cooldowns. Because you only need a set of 5 and you're set for life. Speaking of set for life, we haven't had a colossal I haven't seen a colossal deal. Has anyone seen a colossal deal recently? Out of what? Out of 10. That player's hanger was easily the greatest hanger ever. Just better than perfect. Well, here's how it goes. If you give them an honest rating, which is always subjective, they're just going to get sad. Or you can give them a slightly inflated rating and they're happy. Because they're not really asking for feedback. They just want, they're fishing for compliments. Which is fine. Somebody put time and effort into building their hangar and they want some sort of recognition for it. In my humble opinion, the proper way to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 somebody's hangar is their win rate divided by 10. If you have an 80% win rate, it's an 8 out of 10 hangar. That way, nobody has a 10 out of 10 hangar if they've played more than a couple of hundred matches. I will do this one hangar review, but I'm not going to be doing them in general tonight. Yeah, the win rate by 10 seems to be pretty accurate, actually. So what's this win rate? It's like about 60%. Yeah, we totally need Colossal Deal. Okay, so if I was gonna guess under my old scoring system, this would be a 6 out of 10 hangar. And I don't even need to look at it. But let's look at it. Seeker Revoker, it's good. Using all of the energy, that's good. G-Lock is a close pilot. Speaking of Colossal Deal, best song for Colossal Deal. I don't know that range is really needed, but Seeker Damage. Son Nguyen, great to see you. And yes, I know how to pronounce that. What we need here is, what do you mean turn off the music? No. You can hear me over the music, right? I know you can hear me over the music. The weapon damage implant and the Seeker warp damage stack, so you can run both of them. So the first thing that I would change is find that implant and get it. Mr. Bottle Opener. Good to see you on. Okay, back to this Hangar review. Hemlock Stormrack, that's a natural. I am not doing Hangar reviews after this one. Radius Reload, good enough. Your pilots are kind of low for where you are, a little. Bastion Tetra, yeah, that one works. The old classic Lancer Gemini, effective, probably a good investment. Well, my guess is the reason for the mixed weapons is because they don't have an overdriver 8. But we have an assault and another assault and sort of an assault pilot. Close enough. And speaking of Neymar, this is an old account. Ooh! Good lord, that is old. Yeah, the Hangar's fine. I'm surprised your win rate isn't higher. One of the real challenges of getting to mid-game and then... like, from going from 4 to 6,000 power, if you've been grinding for a while or you're slowly advancing, you have a number of implant parts. And it's tempting to use them all. Or sorry, mod parts. It's tempting to use them all. And then what happens when you start getting good mechs? You don't have any mods for them. And then you kind of suck. Yeah, it is very old. Well, it's at least 3 years. 2022, 2021. Older than 21? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is almost OG, like a real OG. Sneaky Lancer, hey, hey. Wow. Yeah, it's some good numbers for not being super sweaty. One thing I didn't like about the old tournament update was the after a while you had enough tournament tickets to play an infinite number, basically. And it just came down to who was the most unemployed, if they were going to get Grandmaster 1 or not. I kind of hated it. Game today, I'm going to be playing, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm surprised your win rate isn't higher. Hangar's fine. Okay, let's switch over to a more gooder account. Not gambling. Which account do I want? Sous Chef. If anyone's on and they're around 4K, let me know. We can run a couple of CPCs. Yeah, I've got a few free to plays. The last one was free to play. This one is... wow, that's a huge delay. I turned down the latency so it could have closed captioning. That might have been a mistake. $6.5 is a little too much, I think. Yeah, I want to get this account to 6K by the end of August. Oh, we just got Burrow Beam 10. Nice. S-word MA. Yo. This afternoon I'm doing well. It's after 9 my time. 9 p.m. Is this a good deal? No, not really. It's Daka Daka. Ugh, legendary Burrow Beam. And I can probably get it. I'm not in a rush though. I would not use Howlers on Seeker. Yeah. I'm silly with names sometimes. Speaking of battle chicken, do I have a battle chicken in here? Sure I do. Yeah, I want to get this account up to around 6K in the next like 6 weeks or so. So I'm going to spend a few dollars on it. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to start. And I'm going to wait to queue up the music. I'm totally waiting. Where's my match? Perfect. But I don't have the battle chicken skin on this account. I have to get it. New video about maxing Surge. I'll check that out later. Blockhorn, Blockhorn definitely has its place. Oh, speaking of Blockhorn, how much did he get? Any damage? Nah, not enough. Bok. Damn it, I wasn't done reloading. Wow, that speaking of Blockhorn, that Blockhorn's a total coward. There he is. He's back, had to wait for his thing to reload, recharge, refresh, finish cooling down. I'm just going to camp on top of this rooftop because and I got him. My team already captured mid and I can just hang out here doing whatever I want. Ooh, Gemini on a rooftop, that's not friendly. And it's ya boy is welcome to hang out on top of that rooftop all day long. He's not capping anything. And he's not protecting his team's beacons. And it's flattering that he's trying to kill me. It's just kind of an exercise in futility. I can see those bolts from a mile away. You're a wimp if you don't use Blockborn. Where what to defend beacons? Yeah. It should be used aggressively or to block off alleys of attack. Just hanging out in the back to totally protect yourself is not a good use of the mech. Absolutely. Yeah, well, the fact that you can sort of close the distance and pop the shield, the range on like any medium range weapon, like anything other than a close quarters weapon, works fine. Yes, what's your ID? Yeah, I got a whopping 3 kills, 1 cap. Exciting. Uh, I've seen a lot of people um, that are so afraid of taking damage or even losing a mech that they throw matches just to hide because they're so protective of their favorite mech. It's like your mechs are there to blow up. Yeah, close enough. We're yeah. Yeah, I used to be a little anti-Lancer other than the battle chicken skin. And I've sort of come around on it. It's a good investment up to about 6K. After 6K, it's almost unplayable. But for early investment, I think it's fine. And if you're not rushing to advance, which is the majority of players, um, it's good. I've been playing for almost 3.5 years. Sure. Almost isn't never. Yeah. This is true. Yeah, like if I saw it for cash right now for like $5, I'd buy it in a second. Which hanger or this hanger? Mr. Perfect. Great to see you on, my friend. Yeah, well, it's a long time depending on, well, depends how you define what a long time is. You gotta remember I'm super old, right? My favorite mech is Podgun Redeemer. How did I miss all of that? Um, Surge is still super fun, and it's takes a little more skill to use now than before. I really do like Redeemer. Again, it's another high skill mech, and I should be paying a lot more attention here. Troll face, not for long. So Gemini Orion is truly disgusting. If those bolts hit, he's probably dead. Oh, he survived. Amazing. Very, very, very campy friendly mech. It's not really good for pushing, but I have teammates for that. Okay. One thing that always bugs me is when people see that a wall, a piece of terrain is being occupied, and then they muscle their way in. 5.5 is a little too much, I think. I want to get to 6K on this account, because then I can carry people that are lower. Oops. Did I play the song? No, I didn't. Yeah, then I can carry people that are a little lower and I can play up to 7K. And if you time things right, you take minimal damage. I'm probably dead here. Yeah, I got to push to grab mid here. Ah. So that Blockhorn blocking the middle is perfect. Like, he's totally doing his job. Yeah, I don't think I can push mid on this mech. I need my surge. Yeah, I just don't have enough mods for that. Yeah, we've lost this one. Jeez. What happened? What happened? Troll face, that's what happened. That's fine. It's all good. Yeah. Yeah, let's try that again. Arden, what's cooking? Not me tonight. I was really lazy. Didn't feel like doing any cooking at all. Oh, you maxed your Aegis. Nice. It's surprisingly good even to Endgame. Okay, we've got players. I'm going to be a lot more aggressive here. Get out of my way. Nope, I gave up way too much time there from bots blocking me. Okay, let's see if anyone protects it now. Or if it's just an easy cap for our opponents. Get some damage, get back to here. Do I get that panther? Nice. Meow, 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 meow. Death to the panther. And death to you and your cryos. Someone took our beacon. Okay, I guess I'll run over and try to capture that beacon. Thank you, Blitzer. No, shall not capture my beacon. I don't care if you're in Eclipse with reworkers. Yeah, you can use Lancer at 7, even 8K, but it's not optimal, and it just doesn't hold up to modern weapons. 16 energy with low hit points and a bad mod profile. Wasn't even paying attention. It's not going to get you far. Supplies. You can use Orion, Redeemer, Aegis, all the way to real endgame. Panther is a little too fragile, and it can't. Like, that stasis barrier isn't as good as people think it is. It's in range. It really helps knowing your distances, because I was still within stun range. Yeah, like all legendaries up to mid game are strong. I mean, even Brickhouse, I guess, allegedly, supposedly. Even that knife rack is allegedly good up to mid game, but after like 5K, 6K, they start falling apart, especially when you get to late game, like after 8 or 9,000. They're weak. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you later. Oh, speaking of which, I'll be doing another acoin draw soon, for sure, one in August. That one is not paid by me. The next one will be, though. So that's the only sneak information you're going to get. Do we have anyone else? Okay. Blanco's in bed? Interesting. This one. Start me on the left. Thank you. Like, I shouldn't be pushing for this beacon. And maybe I'm gonna stop that too. Right, no reload implant. You're dead. No! No! That Eclipse got our teammate. That's not good. Go cap that beacon. Okay, I'll go cap it. Blood! Oh, Seeker. That's not nice. Do I get him before he clears the wall? Yes, I do. Beautiful. Blitz, that was perfect. Mecharena is the only game I play. I play Star Trek Fleet Command very casually. But we're kind of cooked here. Did not cap enough. It's too busy killing things. Nah. It's all special effects and platform shoes. That is the game. Lil Jim, what's your power? I want to take a look at that hangar. Just out of curiosity. Huh. It's a good hangar. Yeah, shoot me an invite. There's my ID. I want to get to around 6K by the end of August. I guess that's like 6 weeks. This is a super duper budget. We're already in the same. Is this you? King Player 11? I'll assume that's the case. I'm already in the same clan with this person. What's going on? Yes. We love it. Just not in the game. Ricktown, pew pew. Am I reading your chat? I'm reading some chats. Did I miss an earlier chat? Should you bother getting Mimicker for fun with Tetra? I think Mimicker is a super fun mech. As long as Surge and Eclipse exist, I think Mimicker doesn't have a place. Mimicker is super fun though. It's super fun, and the stealth is better than Eclipse, minus the immunity. But as far as actual stealth time and cooldown, it's better than Eclipse. The damage, like copying an attacker, copying a support, they're all good abilities. They're all good abilities. And with Tetras, yeah, they're fine as long as you can run around and as long as you're accurate enough to snap off 4 shots without missing. I've seen it before, it's good. Yeah, and that, like, the mech specific duration and cooldowns bug me, because eventually you're going to get the 5 legendary cooldown and a few durations. Yeah, Shadow's way too small to play past mid game. Okay, I'm just gonna finish off these dailies and switch over to my main. Blueprints. Do you have blueprints? I will get blueprints. Striver, good evening. Skill only takes you so far. Like, I don't care how good of a pilot somebody is, they're not using MD against 9K hangars. It's just not going to happen. Like, you can't overcome that much of a deficit of math. Well, the mech specific cooldown and the generic cooldown are identical. And since you only can use 5 mechs at a time, you only need 5. We're talking about the legendary ones. You might have to go. Oh, you have to go, you have to go. I'll cry a little, but that's okay. If you have to go, you have to go. What am I upgrading for 2,000 credits here? My boy Galaxy has lots of skills. He's not using an MD bot in Endgame. He's just not. School and sleep are two very important things. Yeah, this. Okay, now normally I chastise people for sitting back and camping. It actually works. Oh my god, we have 3 people here. It's too many. Um, yeah, well, one of us has to move up and push. My timing is so off because I'm used to having a legendary reload implants. I'm so spoiled. And I should be staggering those shots too. I don't want to get savanted. He's dead. Unless somebody else stole my kill. So on the left side of this map, the bots and players usually spawn non-stop. And I can usually occupy like 1 to 3 people while racking up a ton of kills. So it's effective for me to just hang back and like just non-stop kill over here. But if we're losing on influence, if people aren't capping at all, then it's bad. Must rush for mid. Must rush for mid. Okay, I see some friends coming your way. Supplies! Let's capture beacon number 3. And he's got me? I only got 5 kills? What's going on? The XB Mech Arena. Hey, hey. Yeah, that map and the other 3 beacon version. camping on the left side with Gemini Orion is really effective. And if you really, really, really have to, you can always push. So yeah, Gemini Orion is my starting Pokemon on my main hangar because I think it's that good. There's like no crossover between people that like watching longs and shorts. Um, Shorts are, depending on the content you're putting out, shorts are shorts are great. But I'm not converting anyone from my shorts to watching my longs because my shorts are just silly hanger showdown and like really quick updates or something. And my long videos are either a tournament review or a math and mechanics review. And those two groups of people don't overlap very much. And the only people that seem to go out of their way to watch my math videos are other content creators and Endgame grinders, just to make sure that they're not missing something. And that's it. So I'll put in 20 hours of work into a long video on math, and I know I'm only going to get a few hundred views. Or I can make a throwaway short and get thousands. Well, consistency and perseverance. And you always have to ask the hard question of, is my content even worth watching? And I ask myself that all the time. And making your subs happy, do what you enjoy. Because if you try to make content just to please other people, you're setting yourself up for misery. Just like that person that kept telling me to turn my music off, that's why I turned it up. Because making songs for mecharena videos is the most enjoyable part of the whole process. And if somebody doesn't like the music, oh well. There's a million other content creators. Ah, it's fire. No, it's not. But thank you. Yeah, let's get some more matches in. Actually, if I'm done my dailies, then I'm gonna switch to my main. Yeah, don't distract the old man because I'll just go on and on and on for way too long. No, I didn't want to collect that. No, what did I get? What did I get? What did I get? Quasher 6, nice. A bunch of blueprints I don't want. Reinvite me. It's 2 days away. That's what I really don't like about champion crates. Because if you're unlucky, you get pure garbage. Even my I don't want to say throwaway, but like lower effort content. I still try to sneak in some useful information. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that people that are watching me right now like my videos, right? Because if you didn't, why the heck are you here? Ooh, lots of players. Okay, again, I'm going to be a little cheesy and just go to the left. I don't like going to the right on this map. There's less action, and yeah, it just doesn't work as well. As long as one person goes to the right, we're good. Don't block me. Okay, I guess I'm on beacon capping. Nah. 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 I really, 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 really don't like capping with Orion. 16 energy seeker revoker rates. You can get away with storm racks. That really hurt. Was that Tetras? Yeah, I really My team at Lemming Rush? Yeah, I give up. Who spawns here? Same guy. Oh, he's in his Deathwalker. Nice. What's he equipped with? Evoker 10s. 5-star pilot. Okay. I see how this goes. Deathwalker's the real threat. I said Deathwalker's the real threat. Okay. One sec, I'll check the chat in a second. Boom. No. Grabs, you can't run grabs anymore. Grabs do not work. Like maybe just maybe on tail sting, maybe, but if you've got a tail sting, you're not using grabs. Grabs are super fun to use. It's a super fun weapon. It's garbage now, unfortunately. How on earth did that hit me? There was like a full building between us. Rail on Orion, no, it's not. It's it just doesn't hit hard enough, which sounds so weird. If you have the legendary piercing implant, maybe you can make it work, but you're better off with Geminis. Even the hardened hull just makes things so much tougher. I would duplicate your Geminis. Yeah, for sure. Continuum 8 or Overdriver 8? That's a really good question. It kind of depends on the mech. I don't hate either of them. Pew, pew. I'd have to rerun the numbers on my damage calculator to see which one is more consistent, but I think Continuum's going to be more consistent. You know, since Hellfire's got their boost, I think they're kind of good. But if you're going to be that close personally, I still think that Revokers or compound beams are the way to go. But I've seen firsthand just how painful it is to be hit with a Hellfire on a Surge or something in Endgame. But I think I'm done on this account. How many people are going for this derby? Yeah. If you're enjoying the stream, please smash that like button. Well, the reason I picked up the Gemini 6 and 10s was because I didn't want to spend a zillion acoins on 8s on my Orion. So, and I just picked these up the other day. and they're devastating. They're absolutely devastating if you have like 1.5 million credits sitting around doing nothing. Yeah, silver the knife rack mech is horrible. Like, it's still a legendary and it still has legendary stats, but compared to other legendaries, it's very underwhelming. Blitzer wants to know if their hangar is good. Well, let's just find out. I see Chungus. Okay. Guardian Overdriver, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Onyx with guided spam, sure. Ooh, rank 4. Chungus with Continuum, sure, why not? I really don't like this mech, but that's just me. It's too slow. Blizzfrost Overdriver, that's interesting. I'd be using the compounds that you probably got for free. If you're good on the controls, like if you're on mobile, it's tricky to charge up the compound beam, and I get the second mode activated with a 30-meter stun. Killshot missiles, yeah. It's a classic. Either compound or burrow beams. What I don't like about burrow beams, and a lot of people, I'm going to turn off the music just for a minute so this is super clear. People in mid-game, before the burrow beam nerf, people in mid-game were complaining that it wasn't this amazing weapon that all the endgame players were claiming it was. And it didn't matter how many times we said we're talking about it in terms of endgame, because it ignores mods, and mods add a lot of toughness to our targets. And the mid-game players who were like, la 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 la, I can't hear you, blah blah blah, it's a useless weapon. So whatever. We were talking about two completely different play styles, two completely different games, really. So after the nerf, burrow beams are only good in a few places. Like Surge, like Seeker, maybe. And I'm talking a total of 24 energy, not 32, because 16 energy weapons, they hit like trucks anyways. But when we're talking about like the difference between 24 and 32 total energy, you might not think it's much, but it's 50% more damage. 50% more damage. That's a lot of percent. So mid-game players with burrow beams, they weren't killing modded opponents with one mag. Unmodded opponents, they were carving through them. But post nerf, they were doing a lot worse than they were before. So should you get it now? On something like a Surge, maybe, but you need all three implants. You really need the damage, and you need the fire rate, and you need the magazine capacity. Preferably all three maxed legendary. And then you still need a mech cooldown implant, so you need the legendary pilot. That's a lot of things to ask for from a mid-game player. And that's the real problem. Like maxed out, or in Hangar Showdown. Hangar Showdown, sure. As long as you're running implants, for sure run burrow beams. Out in the wild in CPC or 5v5, And in Endgame, if I'm on my surge and I'm trying to kill something from the front, and it has a fresh, like, full mods, I'm not killing anything from the front. So I know that I have to strafe at least to the side, usually behind, to kill something in one mag. And if I'm behind something, I'm exposing my back to his teammates. So to answer the question, should you get burrow beams for your mid-game mech? That totally depends. So only good for full-time grinders and pay to win. That's a really good way to sum it up. Yeah, I think that's probably, unironically, that's probably the best way to sum it up. Or if you're super patient, but yeah, grinders. Glencoe, thanks so much for tuning in. I will talk to you maybe tomorrow. Did you like that vinyl break effect? That's because I have real DJ equipment. Fancy. Okay, back to this hangar. Overdriver on Blizzfrost is fine, but I would go with compound beams. That's just me. Even revokers work on Blizzfrost. And yeah, the missiles are fine. Yeah, let's try one more. I'm a glutton for punishment. And speaking of pay to win, I'm only like $20 into this account. Oh, sorry. 30. I just bought a battle pass. Yeah, I see a surge. Why did you stop? Gotcha. I think. I didn't gotcha. Okay, time to get a little aggressive. We need to capture some beacons here. I appreciate that bottle opener. Where's that seeker? Yeah, I'm probably going to die there, but I might take one with me. Why and how are you still alive? That's the real question. We lost that badly. Wow. Yeah, it's because we capped 2 beacons. Yeah, pods and hornets are 2 completely different weapons. Well, we had one person got 1 kill and then they rage quit. How did I get top place there? Come on. Okay, I think it's time to switch over to my main account. Um, I I think a lot of people. Hey, chat. Do me a favor. Put a W in the chat if you want me to do hanger reviews, like W for win, or an L for no freaking way. I guess those letters really don't make sense. But let me know if you want me to do some hanger reviews. Most people find them boring unless it's their hanger. But if you want, send me a message on Discord and I can spend some time going over your hanger. Hornets, this is going to sound weird. Hornets don't kill consistently as quickly as pod guns can, even with the 2-second delay on the pods. But Hornets bypass everything, so the damage output is better. And if you have something like a Redox where you're hitting a lot of area damage and you can hit 1, 2, 3 different targets with 1 or 2 sets of Hornets, you can quickly rack up 3 kills in 5 seconds. Now that's magical Christmas land, which happens, once a night in tournaments. Um, Pods are a lot more strategic, and you can set up traps and you can flush people out a lot better than with Hornets. So I think they have 2 very different roles. But in a vacuum, like in the void, on a mech that's tough that can protect itself, like Deathwalker, I'm going to use Hornets over pods. Little Jim, thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and watch out for my next acoin giveaway because there's for sure one happening in August. That one's going to be for 5,000. That's all I'm going to say about it. And then there will be one in September, probably for 8,000 that I'm paying for. Which, yes, implies that the one in August I'm not paying for. No spoilers. But stay tuned for the announcements. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I expect a lot of people are going to be winning a lot of acoins. Yeah, I was switching accounts. It would help if I select my account. Yes, lots of black screen. Felix Das. Okay. For about a 6 out of 10, what do we have here? Mr. Bottle Opener, nobody knows how the algorithm works these days. Yeah, the Discord link is always expiring. I don't know why, because I pay for my Discord, and that link doesn't last very long, but I'll post a fresh link in the chat right now. Hang on. My chat Discord. Invite to server. Copy. Paste. And I should tell Charlie Brown. Average Joes. I like those guys. They're fun. Yeah, so there's my Discord. Keep it family friendly-ish. There's a lot of content for food and music in there because that's what I was mainly using my Discord for until like October of 2025. And some Star Trek content. Like back in November, YouTube really loved me, and my shorts were getting between 5 and 15,000 views on the first day that I published them. And now I'm down to like 1,000 views in the same day. So, and I have no idea why. Because I'm pretty sure my content is better now than it was like 8 months ago. I hope it's better. I also think there were some nasty shenanigans happening because some of the YouTube gurus were complaining that the reporting seemed really suspicious. And even now the reporting is suspicious. I'm not going to speculate or guess what happened, but I think it wasn't good. Okay. Blissfrost Oracle. Honestly, I hate oracles. I don't think they're a good weapon. They're neat. It's really handy seeing where everyone is through walls. The effect is really powerful. I don't know that it's worth giving up a useful weapon on a mech. A fax machine. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bottle opener, and I'm still torn between not having any music and just using like my existing catalog of background music, just for a bit of background noise. But writing the songs is, I'll say it again, it's the most fun part for me. And if it takes me like 1 to 4 hours to make a good song for one short, I'll happily do it. Like some of my shorts take 6 hours to make. And really, I could just clip together a short in like 5 minutes and publish it. And that's not me whining, it's just me sharing a bit of the behind the scenes. I think I'm gonna alternate. Like if I have a good inspiration for a song for a video, like for content creation, you're supposed to have your title, your thumbnail, and your story in mind first before you start doing any recording. If you have that stuff first, your video will do well. Even if the final product is garbage, if you have a good thumbnail, a good title, apparently that's all you need. Apparently that's all you need. But yeah, if I have inspiration to make a good song, then I'll put in the time. Yeah. Oracle's an assault weapon. Acantha is an assault Pokemon pilot. I don't like you know what? One of the guys from Joe's that I was playing with the other day, he was going on and on and on and on and on about how amazing particle beams are, and he's a good player. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna park all my presuppositions about beam weapons aside. Like, the reason compound is good is because of the stun. High damage output with a stun, you can keep someone chain disrupted. The reason I like burrow beam, because of penetration. If you get a mech from behind with a full mag, you're probably going to kill it. All of the other beam weapons are kind of bad. Now, at low power, they're perfectly fine. Was that a BMP? I hope I have a good stream too. Thanks for dropping by. If you guys aren't following BMP, what the hell's wrong with you? Go give him a follow. Or a subscribe, if you will. Is there a handy shoutout command? I think I need a mod script for that. Okay, Parasite, Tetra Rifle. That's kind of mean. Anything with 100-meter range on Parasite is fine. Even shorter, like burrow beams, are mostly okay. It's slow though, which is why I don't like some weapons. But Tetras are perfectly fine on Parasite. You know what else also works? Speaking of snipers, quashers. I'm not even kidding. Continuance on kill shot. I don't know about that. Just because it's always rolling around. I mean, I don't hate it. I'd rather see something guided on this, though. How are particle beams bad? You do minor damage until it builds up and then it goes boom. When you're up against fully modded opponents, you're doing nothing, and then that first boom takes out one layer of multi-layer perimeter, and then you repeat 6 times. And last but not least, Sentinel with minigun. This I actually like. And this is a very Star Wars Phantom Menace era kind of build. For 3,000, your hangar is perfectly fine. Once you get to like 4,500, 5,000, I think you're gonna need to swap some weapons around. But yeah, I wouldn't invest any more in the particle beams. The continuum, maybe. Maybe. Same with the minigun. Once you start facing opponents that have, or outlaws, your miniguns are in big trouble and become a huge liability. Is it better to get burrow or compound beam? Depends on the mech, but for the typical mid to late game player that's not running full legendary implants, I think compound beam. Okay, one more hanger that I'm going to get to. Wait, I'm not reporting them. The heck's wrong with me? Nice. Okay, Tetras on Eclipse. That's actually also old school. Seeker with storm rocks, that's fine. It's a 5-star seeker. You're giving up 2 energy. Whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. Deathwalker Stormrock with Neymar and Legendary Reload. Perfect. Gemini on Surge. Nothing wrong with that. Distance and cooldown. That's funny. I'm sure your Surge on some maps does a ton of damage. Like, I've seen Nomad and... it's usually Nomad, not Surge, but with Geminis, as a mobile Gemini platform, it's really strong. And compound beams, yeah. Yeah, Hangar's great. Nice flex on the gold futurist skins. Yeah, the thing that I really like about the Eclipse is you're going to hit them like twice before they even know they're being hit. And then the third time they're looking around for their target and then they're dead and then they're like, what the hell just killed me? Because I was at full health 2 seconds ago. And then you laugh and go, tee hee 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 hee. Tetra's out of nowhere. Goofy Gooberman, what am I missing? Did I miss Goofy Goober asking a question? Oh no, I missed a chat. I missed a chat. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly go through these. Jeet. 64%, give or take. Okay, Gemini Orion, love it. 24 minus 16 is 8, minus 6 is... You're missing 2 energy. It's probably good enough. Do you have the shield? No. The Orion piercing is a very useful implant to get. Storms, Deathwalker, reload perfect. Revoker on kill shot. This is probably your weakest mech. Just because it can't protect itself. Like, if this was a Nomad, no problem, but kill shot, it doesn't have any mitigation. It doesn't. This thing probably dies. Like, capturing beacons early on, sure, you're going to capture 1 or 2 beacons, maybe get a surprise kill, and that's about it, which is fine. Because if you can get 2 captures and 1 kill, your mech's done its job. More storms on Guardian. Guardian, it might be a little late to be running Guardian, but they're 16s, like it's going to hit hard. The concern is the super low hit points on Guardian, and the mods don't help it nearly as much. I don't hate it, I don't love it. I would recommend against it, but at 9,000, also people aren't going to expect this, and when they get within 30 meters, you can really punish them. And Surge 18, it's perfectly fine. I hope you're not running range. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame. You don't need range on Revoker with Surge. It actually lowers your DPS if you miss, because the darts go out farther, then they have to come back farther before you can reload. I don't think I have room for accepting any new friends. I will check that in a minute, Meyer. Okay. 58. Oh, love the skin. Juggy. Party suit. Okay. Paragon. See, these starting Pokemons are... You can get high energy, but they have no hit points. Like 85,000, something sneezes at you and you're dead. Like, what's this giving you here? Your hardened hull's giving an extra a whopping 4,000 hit points. So you've got 4 layers and then 50,000 hit points and you're dead. Okay, 90,000 hit points. So like anything kills you in 2 seconds, 3 tops. That's what I don't like about the early mechs this late in the game. But the Neko bot is super cute. And long arm 12s are surprisingly not terrible. Just as long as you're at range and you get the weakened effect, then it's good. But you need to be at 75 plus. Surge is always good. Get rid of that range. Hemlock charge rocket, that's cute. Most people, like, it takes some practice to get used to charging up the charge rocket and then moving around. Hemlock being able to reposition itself much more quickly than everything else, I think is a huge advantage. So this isn't a bad combo at all. Okay, I wanted to see if we have someone for playing. No, we can't play. I can't play with that hangar. It's way too low. Ugh, so many friends. 290. It's ridiculous. Goofy, do I have you on? I don't have you on my main, do I? I feel like I ask you this question every week. Goofy Goober, do you mind posting your ID again? Bottle opener. Citadel, nice. Okay, Dreadnought. Charge Rocket's not a bad place for, Dreadnought's not a bad place for that. Aegis with Storms, that's perfectly fine. Repeater on Seeker isn't bad. Like, I'm not a fan of Repeater, but I know it's a decent weapon. There's nothing wrong with it. But let's check your implants. Personally, I would drop the shield HP and replace that with damage. And actually, the repeater range, I don't know if you need it. Because if you're seeking, you're point blank, so you don't need the extra range. But I would go for the warp damage implant. But that's just being nitpicky. For 5,500, this is perfectly fine. Revokers on Citadel. And it seems like a bad combo, except for Citadel's fast and it slows things down, so you keep them within 20 and then you kill them. And Burrow Beams on Surge, always good. Reload damage. The reload's the worst of the 4 implants, I think. You'd be better off with mag or fire rate. Oh yeah, if you're doing your achievements, good for you, because most people don't, and they're giving up a lot of loot. What's the lunch today? I just had a piece of spicy chicken jerky. Not jerk chicken, but actual jerky. And I made a mint lime slushy drink. It was nice. Iron Man Cam. I'm going to go through these as quickly as I can. Okay, need to fix that win rate. Surge Revoker, that's fine. Nice mods. No. You're at real power. Aegis Overdriver. Overdriver is a great place to put on this mech. This mech is a great place to put Overdriver. Language fail. Orion Savant, that's okay. I prefer Geminis, but beggars can be choosers, and you're strong enough to get Geminis. Get Geminis. Lacewing Stormrock, always good, and Tengu Reworkers, nice. There are some maps where Tengu becomes a complete monster when there's a 50% cooldown in effect. I hope we never see that thing again. Robot Hunter improved a lot. 31,000 inventory. Kokuchin French. Outlaw Charge Rockets meta. I love it. Check the implants. Foul play range, good enough at rare, but you should be... You know you need the higher rarity. Revoker is good. Stormrock's good. What implants do you have? Cooldown, reload. Yeah, that's good. Gemini Ryan, love it. Mimicker Hornet. Great weapon to put on there. I need to reload my water. I will be right back, and I will regale you with some tunes. Don't run away.
Skill. ChefVlahos. Hold W. ChefVlahos, kitchen champion. ChefVlahos, mecharena newbie. ChefVlahos, pay to win. He's always carried. ChefVlahos, no skill. ChefVlahos, hold W. ChefVlahos, pay to win. ChefVlahos, kitchen champion. ChefVlahos, mecharena newbie. ChefVlahos, pay to win. He's always carried. ChefVlahos, ChefVlahos. ChefVlahos, kitchen
Fax machine, that's a great question. Probably an hour-ish. Probably an hour-ish. But you know what? I think I need to find Goofy Goober. Goober. Goober, where are you? I'm scrolling back looking for Goofy Goober's ID. I hate not replying to people's requests and invites. Goofy Goober. Can you... This happened before too. You couldn't post your ID in the chat. Your mimicker with hornets? There's nothing wrong with it. I totally approve. Goofy Goober, what clan are you in? We had to do this last time. Yeah, I'm doing Goofy Goobers, and that's gonna be the last Hangar review because I want to get some games in before I pack it in. Or Goofy Goober, just send me a message on Discord. Ooh, Admissible's on. Yeah, I haven't done any of my dailies on here. There was a request and invitation. Jeet, you are too low for me. And my friends list is full, which is always annoying. Like, I know it says 290 friends. It's still nowhere near enough. And I'm always afraid of having people friend me through Plarium Play if they're not someone that I would normally group with. Because it's happened too many times where somebody at like 5,000 power sends me an invite. I accept. I look at the team and I'm like, are these all mid-level players? And we're going to get crushed because it's going to be a 1v5 for me. Because I'm going to bring up the team's average way, way, way too much. And before I can back out, somebody says, yay, Chef's here, hit start. And then we die. And then I unfriend them. Because contrary to what some people think, I'm not that good. I just get lucky. Somebody in the chat asked about Burrow Beam or Versa. I don't like Versa. I don't like Versa with the modifier in effect. How bad do you think I'm going to think it is when that modifier is expired? Like, I don't think it's worth using now with a 30% damage bonus. What do you think is going to happen in 7 times 5 plus 5? I don't know, like 40 days? Yeah. Luck is a superpower. You know what else is a superpower? Patience. Okay, so I picked up those two things. I collected do I get 500 more acoins? Come on, YouTuber luck. Yes! Thermal Lance blueprints. To replace your Redeemer, that's blasphemous. Why would you want to replace a Redeemer? Have you not heard the songs? Best mech ever. Fine. Gemini Ryan is good. Quasher is good. I don't like Deathwalker. You'd change your mind if you had pods on here. Surge Revoker and Solar Strike Rocket. It's okay. That's fine. Yeah, if you wanted to replace the Redeemer, I would get a Deathwalker. Because your team is actually missing pushing power. Like the Nomad is fine for the Surge, sorry. This skin always throws me off. I keep thinking this is a Nomad skin for some reason. You have like one mech that's good for pushing. And arguably one that's, you know, great for camping. This one is great for farming kills. This is another support mech. So you only have one mech here that's good for pushing. I would put a Deathwalker here. Was I forgetting something? Maybe. I'm old and senile. Who are you guys again? What am I doing? Did I play some games earlier? Maybe I did. Acquire 3 implants, and I have to spend some credits. Huh. If only there's a way to spend credits and get an implant. I'm going to buy an implant. Today I'm going to buy autocannon magazine size because I need 5 of them. So I do this so I can scrap them for 4,500 implant parts a piece. So when I get a new implant, I can quickly level it up. Which also finished my acquire 3 implants. That's almost done. What do I have here? 3 assists. I wonder if I can do that. I don't care about this, and I don't care about this. Easily the best implant ever. There's a very specific question about which mech to get rid of. This one. One of these two. Actually, both of them. Oh, wait a second. 3,000 power. This is fine. This is really fine. This is good. This is more than... What's your kill win rate? Yeah, it's good. I mean, your pilots are less than ideal, but I like Surge Link and you use the Chillbot promo you bought. Probably got this in Derby, picked this up somewhere, and the Aegis somewhere. Yeah, this is fine. You in Hangar Showdown on small maps, Zephyr is a monster. Can be a monster because the stun has good duration. I would, out of all of these, I would replace the kill shot first. depending on the map. If you're sneaky with your Zephyr, I think you can make do more work with this than with your kill shot. I know that's a hot take right there. When you buy legendary implants from Gear Hub and scrap them, your basic implant crate drop rate of legendary becomes low? Shouldn't. Should be completely independent. Anything in here that I want? Nope. Steel Ghost. Here we go. Provoker on Blizzfrost is fine. Hornets on Lacewing is fine. This was competitive endgame on things like the mecharena arena map. This thing does some serious work. But you're better off with mismatched Hornets for later on. So these 8s you can use later on. But I wouldn't get 12s. I would pick up the 16s and use 8 and 16. Just make sure to fire with a small weapon first and then the big one to finish filling the bar, because that's what the venom damage is based on. Deathwalker Stormrack. Yeah, you're still using small Stormracks. You really need to rank this one up. Probably short on blueprints. Repeater on Seeker is fine, and Revokers on Surge are also fine. Yeah, the Hangar's fine. Kill shot with Gemini is it's arguably a strength, because you can shoot from a weird position, you can get some good angles, and then just dash away. And by the time somebody sees the Gemini's coming, they have no idea who's doing it. Okay, I need to figure out what I need to do here. Do I need to do any of these events? Assists, sure. If anyone in the chat is Endgame, let me know. Whatever. Can't be bothered to invite people. Too much effort. I think people look for patterns where there aren't any. Humans are really good for doing that. I'm not saying that there isn't a correlation. I'm not saying that what you're observing isn't accurate. I'm saying it's probably not the case. Try my luck in the playoff? What luck? I don't need luck for playoff. There's also nothing that I want from playoff. Yeah, Redux is the assist champion. Doopa doopa doo, one dead. But hey, you're supposed to be not alive anymore. I don't understand what just happened there. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I don't care if I kill my teammate. Die. Daka daka. Daka daka. Why am I playing like a squid? Back out of there. Back out of there. Oh, these bots will have maxed. I don't know if you've noticed, but these bots do have max mods. Start firing, get from behind. Now I'm probably going to die, but I'll get him first. And if I didn't hit him from behind, I would not be able to kill him. Oh, Daka Daka's been a thing for ages. You're thinking Durka Durka. Yeah, your shield goes bye-bye, you go bye-bye. You not dead yet, but I will shut you down in advance. Because I'm going to need to hit you one more time here. Yeah, these bots are loaded with everything. And they don't run multi-layer perimeter. They usually run single barricade, which gives them way, way, way more hit points. That's right. The only time to shoot both weapons at the same time with Geminis is when you're firing on an angle and one bolt's going to get there first. Am I dead here? Yep. Look at all those beautiful, beautiful level 6 legendary mods. Yeah. That was horrible. Most kills, most damage? What? God of War mecharena. Yeah. Yeah. Is that your ID number? Can you talk a lot about food? Yeah, go ahead. The food is good. Tail Sting really needs a lot of mods. It's very squishy. Goofy Goober, I still don't see your ID. Yeah, well, tomatoes have the nutrition profile, the macros of a vegetable, not a fruit. Ooh. Full players. Five versus five. This is going to be super dramatic. Pressure's on. Oh, he sent it on Discord. Perfect. Yeah, I'll get to it in a minute. Oh, I should do your homework. Or better yet, post it and we can all do it together. You can like crowdsource your homework. What homework is it? I think I need to change positions. And guys, we don't need to push. We have mid and we're keeping them bottled up where they are. And I'm just gonna spam damage. I don't even care if I get kills here. See ya, McKilla. Hello, Paul. Someone needs to crash that Deathwalker. Ow. Does that kill Death Note? No. Yeah, I'm doing like nothing here, but I'm definitely being a nuisance. Ah, I'm gonna die. Oh, he got a little too eager to kill me, which he did. Wow, those are low kills. I'll see if my Discord is up. Okay, Goofy Goober, I'll get yours right after this match. Wow, the stream's like a full minute behind me. This is crazy. I can't get fresh seafood here either. Well, that's not entirely accurate. There's a fresh-ish fish market an hour drive north of here. Hour and a half. But for things like sushi, no. And I've had fresh sushi on the West Coast, and even from like sketchy street vendors, it's infinitely better than the sushi I get at high-end restaurants here. Infinitely better. You just can't compete with fresh. Okay, I am going to make a list of these IDs somewhere. Okay, Bulba. There we go. Get some Buzuki Dark Wave, also known as Oppa Wave. It's a new genre I invented. Mo Beta, Mo Deta. Hey, that was my kill. Why are you guys shooting me? I thought we were friends. I love that animation when someone dashes and they get killed on the dash and the parts just keep flying after the death happens. Yeah, we're going to do a great job of camping here, but we need more pushing. Okay, got mid. Even keeping people in the area pinned down with Geminis is worth it. If it's to support teammates pushing. That's a lot of outlaws that we need. I'm tempted to swap out my Gemini Orion for my outlaw just to support the team. Hey, what do you mean you're still alive? What do you mean I'm dead? What the heck's going on? Okay. Let's start crushing everything. Sorry. Lady Bulba, I thought we were friends. Oh my god, they're so clustered together. Recharge faster. Well, that was a lot of disruption. Fax machine, good move. Take care of your homework. Hate to see you go, but school comes first. Well, I'm gonna break out some zerging power here. Those mechs just literally vanished. That was weird. Does anyone remember who invited me? Because my server lag is bad. I mean, we're gonna win. I'm not worried about that. School opens in 4 days. That's crazy. I miss school. Two kills. Wow, I suck. But I got my assists. I was worried that I actually got the Silverthorn mech. I don't want it. Come on, 500 acoins. Come on, 500 acoins. After this game, I will catch up on those 3 quick reviews. Yeah, Paul, those Geminis are not cheap. I'm glad that I picked up the 12s and 16s. I'm very happy I have them. Daryl, have fun. Domesticity. Ooh, lamb shanks. Nice. Cost $5. Boo. Okay, let's turn up the aggression a little bit. Think Redux is worth picking up after? I like the rework. I think it's going to be fine as a mech after. I think it's going to drop a little in the pantheon of meta mechs. There's a weird thing on my screen there. Does anyone know what that was? That was silly. I think Citadel's still going to be good. I think it's not going to be a super oppressive, meta-defining mech anymore. Yeah, it'll be good. I think Redox will be fine. I just don't think it's going to be super powerful must have in every hangar. Unlike Gemini Orion. This is just a straight up camping dream. I was going to say something inappropriate. My kills. Damn it. Hey, look at that. I still know how to play the game. And people said Nomad was bad. I don't know. I think they're wrong. Searched. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Bro beam surge. Good. Mag duration damage. I'd go for cooldown instead of duration personally. Again, that's a playstyle thing. Salvor pods, yep. I think Salvor is best with indirect weapons like pods, like Gemini, like Salvor strikes even. Gemini Redeemer, personally I preferred on Orion. But this is still going to wreck face. I would put the Geminis on the Orion though. And the Eclipse Tetras, yeah, those are solid. I don't know that Redeemer needs a cooldown. If you haven't been playing the game for a long time, translation, if you don't have a bunch of blueprints for legendary mechs just sitting there waiting for you to get the legendary mech, you might want to just wait for the derby anyways, just to have access to the cheaper blueprints. And if the mech shows up in a derby, there's usually an event that gives you some blueprints for it. Goofy, I'm going to check the other two hangars. Tran, I've already got your ID. I will take a look at that. And I'm going to tell my team I need 5 minutes after this. And the context for that advice is if you want to advance to late game or further. If you want to stay in mid game at like rank 4, rank 5 mechs, and personally that's when I had the most fun, was then at 16 energy and now. Everything in between was, I can't swear. I'm not allowed to. It wasn't good. There were some serious growing pains. Acoins. Like, I swear that bot was trying to get in my face and block me. Okay, Mickey's dead from that salvo. Even if someone steals it, I don't care. Jeez. Is somebody really at our base? I kind of want to. Sorry, I was gonna say I'm tempted to just suicide this, reload this mech so I could take our base back. That was a complete waste. How many do I get here? 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, only got 2. I thought I was gonna get 3. And pre-nerf, they would have been melted completely. Autocorrect did you dirty? That's funny. No. Okay, we have Chungus-sized mechs here. Blockhorn, miniguns. Yeah, that's fine. Do you have the recoil? Yeah. First implant. Good thing to see. Overdrive on Eclipse is good. Gemini Ryan. Yeah, that's fine. I've heard a lot of people glazing suppressor. Dira, don't spam. I saw it the first time. The other 3 were excessive. Suppressor has a really neat ability. What's not obvious about suppressor is that it gives you pseudo mitigation. It's not like they do a ton of damage, it's just your opponents do nothing. Much like the goggles. If you know, you know. Sure, put suppressors on anything and I will fire up my surge. So many kills. So many kills. What? I mean, what? Dooba dooba doo. More kills, more kills. Citadel beams, more kills. More kills. Hey, quit stealing my kills. I don't care that there's 4 players here fighting over the same target. My kill. All for me. I have main character syndrome. When I'm a little cynical in my old age, and especially with mecharena, I find that players kind of glaze a little too much and a little too hard, where it's not really needed. Now, when burrow beams first came out, we all knew that they were going to get nerfed at some point. Yeah, this map is pretty good for CPC for Redox to hide in places. Okay, next. Okay, Storm Rack Deathwalker. Okay, Gemini Orion. Charge Rocket Nomad, because you need to get there faster. Because Nomad's speed with the fastest dashing cooldown just isn't enough. You need charge rockets to really get there at a proper speed, right? I think it's funny. Revokers and repeaters. Again, I don't like repeaters because I'm spoiled, but there's nothing wrong with them. Yeah, I addressed that with the mod update. That going from 9 to 6 on multi-layer perimeter really beefed up Geminis. Yeah, I've done burrows on Orion, and yeah, it was just like tail sting, especially. It turns burrow beams into pre-nerf burrow beams. But at least Orion with Hunter's Mark keeps your opponent not running around. Tail sting doesn't like really crash people. They can't rotate. They can still move. So you need to be, sometimes it's trickier than you'd expect to lock people down with tail sting. And again, tail sting really needs a lot of mod support. Just OP. Let's find out. Oh, it's good win rate. It's close to 80-ish. Do, 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 do. Wow, that's a really old ID. Dark Kids for Apples. Ah. Okay. I'm Yeah, there was a digit missing. That's why I was surprised. It's still an old ID. Okay, we have Gemini Orion, good. Compound Surge, perfectly fine. Lots of stunning. Stormrock Lacewing is good. Neymar's the nice old pilot. You have the reload, good. More compound and revoker. I don't like mixing weapons. Like your power is low enough that it's not the worst time to do it, but I would seriously look at either picking up a compound 10 or getting a revoker 6. Like something, anything, just don't mix your weapons. Outlaw with burrow beams, I don't like that. Because Outlaw's not fast enough to get into range well, and you don't want to be front line with your Outlaw. If you had charge rockets, that's different because you're highly mobile. But for something like burrow beam, I wouldn't put it on an Outlaw. And having said that, maybe putting these burrow beam 8s on your Eclipse is the better move. And then just find something for the Outlaw. The rest of that hangar is awesome though. I like it. Dream Boat. Ooh, a nice win rate. Stormrack, Lacewing, Gemini Orion, Overdriver, Redeemer. Burrow Beam Surge. I don't like Overdriver on Redeemer. Just because it's fragile. Like, you have the most mods on this mech of all your mechs. And maybe it's enough? No, it's not enough. Seems a little squishy to have a weapon when you can't easily protect yourself. And Blissfrost Revorker 16. Yeah, that's good. Mob Draco. I'm glad that the burrow beam meta ended. It was super horrible, and we all knew that it was overpowered when people were looking at running 3 sets at 24 energy. So it was like 16 and 8 on Surge, 16 and 8 on Nomad or Eclipse, and then 12s on Seeker with an epic pilot. And all 3 melted face. Hemlock is better than Surge? No. Like maybe 1v1, maybe. Surge is still a superior mech, I think. Okay. Good inventory power, 65 plus win rate. Compound Surge, yeah, I like the Vaporware skin. Bro Beam's good. The real question is, do you have the bonus damage and damage and size? Yeah, that's good. These are all good. Parasite Hornet, I like. Yeah. Orion Suppressor. That's... You can easily twist my arm that this is good. Personally, I think the Geminis are better, but at least with the suppressor, you can still debuff other targets while you're focusing on the ones you're trying to kill. So you can make a double use of the suppressors in the support role. I like things like pods on Redeemer, strikes, even storms. Gemini for sure. Things like charge rocket don't work well because when you backtrack, it resets the charge. But Mob Draco, yeah, this is perfect. Well, you know this is fine. You're missing the legendary reload, but whatever. Nah, not it's not whatever. You need it. Save up the 3,100 acoins and pick it up the next time you see it. Otherwise, the hangar's fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay, Bunny. I see a bunch of mixed weapons. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing 3 mechs. I'm seeing 2 mechs with mixed weapon types. So it's suboptimal damage. I'm seeing Gemini on a mech that doesn't have shield or mod piercing. So you're going to be, once you start facing players that have a lot of multi-layer perimeter, you're going to have to shoot them 3 times before their mod's down. And then the 4th and 5th hit are going to do a bunch of damage, but I think you're way better off having Gemini 8s instead of 16s on Lancer. Tetron Sentinel is perfectly fine. The Storm Racks on Salvo are fine. Yeah. So either pick up the Revoker 6 and then you can work on having 2 sets, or find a different weapon for your surge. Mr. Bottle Opener, thank you so much for hanging out. You have an awesome day. Opa. And the Volti, like, I don't hate the suppressor, but I don't like the mix of these two. Plus, you have a heavy duty pilot, and neither of these are heavy duty, except for the suppressor. You're not doing much damage from it. I don't know how bad the damage drop off is on suppressor after 50 meters. So cute. Those are totally bunny ears. I'm gonna do one more. Hi, bro. Hi, bro. Losing 20% for the range, it's I mean, it's easy to say that's not terrible, but that's like losing a maxed epic damage implant. Somebody got banned? Whoa. Well, while I'm waiting for Charlie Brown to invite me. Tian Lung. Oh, nice win rate. Mimicker. If you've got the skill to pull off tetra rifles on while you're moving around at high speed, good for you. You're the envy of pilots everywhere. Oh, and don't take what I say as the ultimate authority on anything in the game. This is all from my perspective as an endgame player. And a mediocre one at that. I usually err on the side of caution, and my suggestions and opinions mimic the vast majority of content creators out there. Like, we all generally agree on everything. And when we don't, there's just some subtle nuance or at what stage of the game something is good or bad. I think this is one of the best games around. I really do. Like, normally I don't do shooters at all. I don't do like Battlefield or Fork and Knife other than when I'm like doing stakes. I don't do Valorant or Marvel or any of the other pew pew games. I fell in love with this game on day one. And the only reason I downloaded it was for to help a friend with the sponsorship. Okay. Outlaw with Strike Rocket, good. Because in CPC, you can use it on every map. Citadel Compound, perfectly fine. There's the Hellfire achievement for Blizzfrost. And Paragon as a placeholder, you said. Yeah, this is fine. And just think of how stupid things are going to be when you get a few more levels when you rank up your disruptor. Trojan Killer. I completely approve of the name. Do I know Cax? Yeah. The dapper cat himself. I usually play with him and Galaxy MD in the afternoons. Afternoon North American time. Yeah, this hangar is solid. Back to the tune. I think I'm going to do a couple of matches and then call it a night. But I might start with a Surge just so I can, I don't know, maybe MVP with it or something. Trojan Killer, just because you asked nicely, throw your ID in the chat and I will review it after this game. Pew! I'm going to the left. I wish my beam was already charged, and I got stunned. Oh my gosh. So much for doing well. That was horrible. How's that thing still alive? Shame on all of us. Remember what I said about redox and hitting multiple things and loading multiple things up with hornets and doing all sorts of damage? Yeah, this. So that was a bunch of assists and 2 or 3 kills? 2. I do think Burrow Beam keeps up with the current meta for sure. You need 16s will still melt face. 12s or like a total of 24 energy is you either need real penetration like tail sting or a way to get behind your opponent, so surge. Now Seeker still works. I'm probably dead here, or maybe not. Seeker still works, and yeah, Citadel. Like there's like 4 or 5 mechs that you can still effectively run 24 damage of burrow beams. Oh, my debuff didn't jump to him. Sad. Yeah, that MVP was just from the 2 caps. Search. Trojan Killer. That's solid. Blizzfrost Repeater, sure. Burrow Beams on Surge, yep. Wood Implants, nice. Rate, mag, and damage. Shame they're not legendary, but beggars can't be choosers. Charge Rocket on Parasite, I also approve. It's kind of hilarious. Revokers on Seeker, you're running both damage, and no, you need both damages, I think. And Lacewing Storms, you need the legendary reload. The legendary reload at max being 50% reload time reduction is massive. Massive. Worth buying Redox. It's going to be a good mech. And you can do some real damage with that Caustic Blast. Onslaught game mode, it oversells the mechs. Like I think it's a fun game mode. It's not as good a test run as trial mode. Trial mode is also bad because there's no mods and everything's a little squishy, but yeah, Onslaught really oversells how good the weapons are. Yeah, Trojan Killer, you're welcome. Oh, Redux better than Deathwalker? Oh, heck no. No. When there was the bug where Hornets did more damage, yes, barely. But now that that's been fixed, allegedly, now Deathwalker's still better. Deathwalker's one of the top mechs. That's like Charge Rocket Outlaw and then whatever you want on Deathwalker. And in my role, Gemini Orion. Followed by Podgun Redeemer. Is Charge Rocket 16 and 8 better than Burrow 12s on Redox? I'd say so, yes. Because Charge Rockets do decent damage, and Redox, uh, every mech can make use of more speed, but the Redox for sure can make use of more speed to get into position, shoot your missiles, hit things with your blast, and move behind cover, repeat. Oh, Bill Markle, that's very kind of you. I do have a bunch of haters actually, especially on Reddit. Yeah, what am I doing? Stop shooting me, Daka Daka. I mean pew pew. Like there's things in this game that are frustrating for sure. But I don't see. I was actually talking to a new friend from Mecharena about exactly this last night. We both had run-ins with like massively ego-driven people. See, I got suppressor there. That was good. It actually did some damage. Once people grow up, they usually lose all of that like arrogance and ego, which is usually just insecurity. So all the times your mom said they're just jealous, she was probably lying, but people that are douchebags, I honestly think a lot of them need pity. And maybe some understanding. But it's easy for me to be like, super chill because I'm old. For the most part, the subreddit for Mech Arena is good, but there's some people in there that like they live up to all the stereotypes. I'm so dead. But that was worth it. I got 2 kills and probably an assist or 2 here. 3 kills. Maybe 4 kills. Die! Die, die, die! Die! Recharge, reload, die! Daka, Daka, Daka! How did I not die there? Come on, boss, you're supposed to kill me. Much better. Paul, thank you very much. You have a fantastic night, and I'm also calling it a night. It's midnight here. I thought I hit my reanimation. Oh well. Not like it matters. But yeah, it's a game. It's supposed to be fun. I mean, people generally don't like to lose, but yeah, it is what it is. The matching is garbage. The pricing is kind of excessive. Sometimes I think the devs can't do math, but I still play this game every day and I look forward to logging in every day on at least one of my accounts. So that says a lot, I think. Oh, good. Yeah, tell me about it. Like I grew up when the internet first came out. Like I was on BBSs in the early 80s. That's bulletin board systems. I was on the internet Usenet groups in the late 80s. Like I was active on the internet when it was the Wild West. And I saw all of the iterations and I saw all the stupidity that started, you know, showing up after the internet became very accessible. And the things that people say now on the internet, if I said in person when I was that age, I'd expect to get punched in the head. Like I'd be disappointed if I didn't get punched in the head if I lipped off like that in person to someone. Yeah, like this whole anonymity thing. And I'm on the fence, and I'm going to go on a bit of a little soapbox here. I'm very much on the fence about getting rid of anonymity on the internet because there's a lot of crazies out there. At the same time, at the same time, I think if there were consequences to being a mouthy little turd. You might not see as many mouthy little turds on the internet. I'm not condoning violence. I'm just saying. So I've always been a competitive player. I made my first $1,000 playing video games in 1983. True story. Um, but just like the dudes from Street Fighter, I looked for the next challenge. I looked for the guy that could beat me so I could learn, so I could get better. Like I really did have that like Bushido whatever mentality where I was always looking for that next level of challenge. And unfortunately, I am nowhere near top of the game in mecharena. I'm dealing with a couple of minor health issues which prevent higher tier gameplay. I do okay though. Like I'm not afraid, I'm not worried about rolling with the big boys. There was a question about saving up 8,000 acoins and what to get. If you can get all of your legendaries from Crate Rush, with few exceptions, you're better off getting your items from Crate Rush, even if it's the 20th spin. And this is only for the ones, the Crate Rushes that are fixed and like a flat 5%. Even if it's the 20th spin, it's still usually a deal. Plus you've picked up 8 or so blueprints and all of the extra doodads. Now the median, and I'm not saying average, but out of those 20, like 1 to 20 possible spins, the median being 10 and a half, like 10 or 11 spins minus 1 for the free token is what you can very long term expect. So all of a sudden 3,500 acoins long term as an average. I'm using average in the colloquial sense, not the math sense, because it's median, not average. It's an insane deal, even when you factor in the fact that it usually is a rank 4, not rank 5 from Crate Rush. The extra acoins for leveling it up, or for ranking it up, the credits for leveling it up, and the blueprints, I think it's still a bargain almost all the time. Now, if you're not looking at getting to Endgame, it's by far the best deal. No mod customs are a ton of fun, and the first time I do no mod custom after not doing anything for 2 or 3 weeks, it's a huge culture shock. Like, oh yeah, I don't have any mods. That's why I'm getting one-shotted by railguns. Right. Are Gemini 12s better than burrow beams on Redox? That's an interesting question. That's a really interesting question. I think they are. Yeah, in general, I think they are. Because the Redox isn't going to be able to get behind the opponent for the burrow beams, and you don't have any penetration. So the Geminis are going to do more work. Oh, and the other cliche is comparison is the thief of joy. And it's very true in this game. And I think the comparison that leads to envy, and this isn't a path to the dark side. Hate leads to fear, leads to anger, leads to suffering, or whatever it was. When younger players see endgame hangers, they immediately jump to envy, and it's not a good feeling. It's not good for them, and the stuff they say in the game chat doesn't help anyone. And there's usually comments about what you don't have a job, or how rich is your mom to pay for your game, and all the other stuff. The reality is almost every end game player that I know is an adult with a career, because it's not cheap, unfortunately. Yeah, well, Redox only really needs the cooldown. You can get away with not having the range, like the radius, but I just wouldn't use burrow beams on it. That's what I really like about Hornets, because the Hornet only needs reload and the venom damage, and then you have the other two slots for the radius and cooldown for Redox. Same with Geminis. You just need damage and reload. Yeah, I was so happy when they fixed Redox. Yeah, help me. That's exactly it. And it's unfortunate. Um, and it's usually a maturity thing, and it's usually kids that uh, like if they have an idea of what an endgame hanger costs, they know they'll never see one. And it's not a competition. It's not a race. The game is fun at mid game, and I think it's kind of I think it's a feel bad and it's negative for a lot of people to compare themselves when they're mid game and they're looking at end game hangers. I saw this in MMOs too, like EverQuest and well, World of Warcraft doesn't count because that game was like pure easy mode. But newer players would see videos. Yeah, we had videos back then of games. Newer players would see posts and videos of end game content. They'd go, "Oh, I wish I could do that." It's like, well, you can if you spend 30 hours a week playing this game, because there was no pay to win, no, not directly, anyways. And if you were in, school, you couldn't play the game 30, 40 hours a week like the hardcore rating alliances required. And not everyone's supposed to be an end game grinder. Not everyone's supposed to be a CEO. Not everyone's supposed to be Bill Gates or whoever. And yeah, I really thought that mid game at 16 energy for my scouts, because I've always been a speed freak. I've always been on Team Scout. Running at 16 energy was, other than right now, the most fun I had in the game, easily. But the comments about pay to win players have no skill, that's laughable. Because if someone's going to spend thousands of dollars on a game, they're probably taking it seriously. And they probably take it seriously enough to get competent at it. Probably. I just don't understand the claims that there's some sort of like holiness or virtue for being a free to play player and earning it instead of paying for it, because that's cheating. That's all envy. That's all envy. If you have the opportunity to get a part-time job somewhere, you're gonna earn more at your job than you will in like game value. So you can work for like 3 hours or 1 hour, depending where you live, and pay for your battle pass. You can work for a couple of hours and get an upgrade or a pack here or there. If you don't have access to a job, that's totally different. Yeah. Was there one last hanger I was supposed to look at, or did I do that already? So I think I'm going to pull the plug on this party. I did check this one. What's the other hanger? Compound parasite. Yeah, this is the same hanger. See, Gemini 16 on Orion makes sense because you have the penetration if you're running the shield pierce, which you don't have. Yeah, like if you could do a side hustle, like do chores for neighbors or elderly neighbors or something, you can make some decent cash doing that. But I know that in some cultures that's not a thing. Like in North America, maybe in Europe, you can do that. The rest of the world, not so much. and I'm very much aware of cultural differences. My city is very, very, very multicultural. Like it's crazy how multicultural we are. We're about to have our internationally known multicultural festival starting in the next week or so. And people from all around the planet literally come to Winnipeg, where I live, to participate in Folklorama. You should Google it sometime. Folklorama.ca. It's kind of crazy. Some of the pavilions, there's like 80 pavilions. It's like a week long. Some nationalities or ethnicities have a 2 week long pavilions. They serve a bunch of food. There's like dance and costume and cultural displays. Some of them seem a little amateurish. Some of them are super high quality. But it's wild. Like I always thought when I was growing up here, I always thought that every city had something like this. And then I found out when I was a teenager, no other city has this, and this is like internationally famous. And I'm like, our city sucks. Our city is pure garbage. We're a bunch of like redneck yokels, and not like there's anything wrong with being a redneck. There's no way that we're famous for this, and apparently we are. And as the years went on, I appreciate it more and more. And the 2 Greek pavilions are, of course, the best. Because we need more than one pavilion. Because A, we invented pavilions, and B, we have one for the islands. Hey, you're supposed to be dead. Juicy fruit. Reload. You want to know a way to make people love having you on their team? Back off when you see that they're coming to help capture. People really appreciate that. I know I do. Is this not quite enough damage? Yeah, not quite enough. He's dead. Do 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 do. It very much looks like it's patched, and it's still fine. Like you saw, I did some good work there with it. Not today, sir. Not today. Why are my burrow beams out of sync? You don't have to finish the pass, like the day 2 tasks on day 2. I mean, you have like weeks to get it done. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. You're dead. I'm in trouble. Thanks for the heals. Oh, wow. Look how close those scores were. That's nice. These guys are good. I had Hornets on my radar for a while, but I didn't have the blueprints and I didn't want to spend the acoins getting it. I am expecting quashers to make an appearance at some point. And one video that I've had on the back burner for a while that I should put out soon is evergreen hangars. Like, no seasonal modifiers, no anything interesting. What can you put in a hangar that isn't going to get affected by nerfs? So basically, the step down from meta. Please reply you about, let's see. Scrolling up. Devil, I don't see your question or your earlier comment. Pitwood, you have a great night. Yes, Devil, what was your original question? I scrolled back, I couldn't see, I didn't see it. If you were asking naughty things, my filter probably caught it. Shit, that's me. Oh, I've done like 12+ hour music streams before. Yeah, I don't know. So Devil, what's your question? Now new. Okay. No, Mr. Shanks, that's interesting, like the evolving thing. I don't know that it would be good. And me being a cheap in general, am I free to play? No. You don't get to 18, 19,000 squad power as free to play. Although I did meet 2 people that have 15k hangars that are free to play. So when I was coming up through the ranks, I saw that I didn't want to get like stepping stones for things that I was gonna grow out of. So I never got a kill shot because I either bought my surge for a few dollars or I won it in an event. Um, I've been playing this for 3.5 years. Yeah, and the only way those guys got to end game, like yeah, their end game as free to play is because they ground the heck out of tournaments. Like they usually finish Grandmaster 1 and they had to. So they've put in thousands of hours, literally thousands of hours for that extra value, which, you know, at $2 an hour, $3 an hour, they'd be way better off having a job, even if their job only paid $3 an hour, unless they enjoyed it. Like I never enjoyed grinding tournament. I don't enjoy in the current tournaments. I don't enjoy doing them solo. That's why I don't. That's why I'm not going to be top 500, because I play with friends. Fax machine? No, 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 no. Not mad at you at all. You're awesome. No, no, no. We're good. No. Yes, Devil Suravop, you're older than I am, you win. And you're getting... Yeah, so there's a thing that I have. It's called rules. And for people that insist on breaking the rules, I have no patience. I mean, I'm old and I'm patient, but I won't tolerate it. Just like people begging me, unless I know you intimately and I know you're kidding, anyone that begs gets instant blocked, instant kicked off the channel. Instantly. Because I won't put up with it. Same with the spam, and someone repeatedly saying that they're older than I'm in the game. Yeah, I get it. You were in beta. Awesome. I'm jealous. And not envious, I'm jealous. But you don't have to post it 5 times. And like crashing out about me not responding to a question you didn't ask. Come on. Yeah, you're a little low for us to group up. That's the problem. Like one feature that I've passed around, and I'm gonna post it on the official Discord one of these days, is a downgrade button. So you can dial down everything in your hangar to the same number of rank. So my hangar, if I push the button, I set it to, or the slide or whatever, and I set it to 4, it would take all of my mechs and downgrade them to 4 stars. Same with the weapons, same with the pilots, same with my implants, same with my mods. So that way my hangar would be completely evenly downgraded, still relatively strong, but I could dial this down so I could play with friends at 8,000 power without it being broken or me SP dropping. I think that would be so cool. Yeah, fax machine. The other thing that, like, one thing that I've always disliked from streaming music, from DJing, is when people get fixated on the word genre for music, because some bands stick to one genre and one genre only. Some other bands have a lot of flexibility. So the same thing when it comes to um, the classes, the groups of mechs and the groups of weapons. Some just don't really make sense. Some sort of fit. Like, why are pods a barrage weapon instead of a guided weapon? I mean, either one works. You say it's a barrage of pods, okay, fine. It's a bunch of pods. But guided isn't too far off. Why are Hornets missile instead of guided? I don't know. Why isn't it a barrage of Hornets? Same with the mechs. Yeah, the downgrading your mech is if you're familiar with City of Heroes, it's the opposite of the buddy system or the sidekick system, where a newer player can group up with you, and as long as they're within your radius, they get buffed up to around your level or close to it. So you can have a friend that's just getting into the game and you can play with them and they're useful. Like you're not carrying them, they're actually meaningful. Yes, I have heard of In Hell I'll Be Good Company. Yeah, fax machine, that's true, because the other guided weapons all need to, lock on or something. That's kind of a really good point. But I mean, like thematically, flavor wise, it does kind of fit. And the devs do have to combine things, otherwise things get stale. I'm sure they have a lot of ideas. There's art and design and testing and quality assurance. These things all cost a bunch of money. I am not a sports ball fan at all. I very much appreciate the training and the athleticism and everything else that goes into being world class athletes. It just doesn't appeal to me. Yeah. How bad are the subtitles? They still might be bad. If this, I'm gonna check this out later. I'm gonna review the video. If the subtitles are bad, I'm going to get rid of them and uh, yeah, and speed up my latency. The reason I have extra lag is because of the subtitles. Someone was on last week that is hearing impaired, and the subtitles were missing. So trying to be considerate. These crates, this is nothing. Like I feel like I'm broke. Normally I have like 4 or 5 thousand of these and closer to 1,000 gold. Even my fortune vault, I'm over 500 again. Yeah, it's almost time to crack them open. Even on my some of my free to play accounts, I'm pushing 300 achievements that I haven't claimed. Sweat Kumari, hey. Friends, it's 12:30 a.m. my time, and I do need to see if I can find some real food before tournament starts. So I think I'm going to call it a night there. I don't know about you, but I had fun. If you had fun, smash that like button or that bell icon or block this channel, whatever it is. No, don't press that one. Okay, I am back on my undisclosed other channel on Friday, but I will be doing this regularly on Saturdays. This is a lot of fun for me. What bugs have I experienced? I'll answer this question before I head out. There are some maps where burrow beams go through the walls. Um, Forbidden City and Imperial Temple. You can clip the corners of the buildings, and on uh, yeah, Forbidden City, the side buildings you can shoot through the windows with burrow beams, and they go completely through. Notable bugs. I dashed in Skyship 11 at the start and I went through the floor and I died. This happened like last week. What other bugs are there? Hellfire clipping through and doing damage behind walls. I've been launched on top of buildings on a non-jumping mech before. I have an old screenshot of a surge on top of a roof. I have a screenshot of an arachnos on top of a roof. I mean, the spider climbing on top of the roof makes a heck of a lot more sense than the surge. And then you can do the Lancer jumping into another Lancer to launch it into orbit. Yeah. As far as the other bugs are, if you're dashing with a surge and you get countered by a Guardian system crash, your next one to the rest of the game of dashes won't stun. You'll still dash. Sometimes you just dash a foot. Other times you dash the full distance, but you don't stun. You don't get the EMP. If you get foul played when you're in the middle of a dash, I believe all of your future dashes only go one step. The timing on Deathwalker got fixed mostly, but there's still weirdness with it shows that the reanimation is active, or it's available. You press the button and nothing happens. Charge rocket charging with Deathwalker when you're getting stunned, if there's an EMP effect, even if it's not a crash, or if you backtrack with Redeemer, it resets the charge. Like, that might be intentional. Other notable bugs are there's some really bad lacewing parkour spots that you can get to in some of these maps. They're slowly getting patched, so you can't get to a spot that's unreachable by everyone else, where you can just shoot down with impunity. That's just bad design. There was one other. There's always one. There's always one more. Did I lose it? I might have lost it. Where's my inventory? Let's see if I can jog my memory. Do 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 do. Oh, apparently Redoc's ability goes through Blockhorn Shield. Allegedly, I have to test that one out. Solus has been buggy as heck since day one, and my running joke about being immune to blind is mostly because the blind doesn't always land. And that's pretty much all the current bugs. Oh, and apparently with burrow beams, and especially on Surge, if you can push your way past the outer hitbox of perimeter shields, apparently you can shoot your beams so it starts past the outer perimeter of the mods. So you're shooting old school style where there's no mods. But you need to be like absolutely point blank. And I'm not sure if that was just a visual glitch or not. And then there's the chunking together of damage and this is a display bug more than anything else. If you're shooting faster than 2.15 times per second, don't ask how I know that. The damage from clusters get grouped together. So it looks like you're doing double the damage when you're actually not. Salvor has always been 32. That's why it's good. It's actually really good. Mid-game salvors are surprisingly tough because they're kind of tanky, and end-game salvors Gemini 16s hit really, really, really hard. So you can hang back, heal your teammates, and still be a real threat on the field. It's not a bad mech. I'm not saying run out and go buy one. I'm saying it's not a bad mech. But yeah, there's always going to be bugs. The more complex you make something, the easier it is to find bugs and for things to miss. The game's pretty stable. Like, other than the actual server stability, this game's fine. And yes, Fax Machine, I believe the Redox Hornet extra damage has been fixed. I think it was fixed like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. Okay, friends, that's going to be it for me for tonight. Much love, and I will double check the closed captioning. If you have any questions, hitting me up on Discord is the best place. It's ChefVlahos over on Discord. I respond in multiple languages. And I will be here next Saturday night, same time, same place. If you don't have Discord and you want to ask a question, just reply to any of my videos. If it looks like a legit question, I will give you a legit answer. Opa.